one of my friends just
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Chronicle AMA. My name is Tim Glover. I'm one of the Chronicle co-founders, and I'm here today with Jim, one of the other co-founders of Chronicle, and of course, Yessin, who's our special guest today from NEAR Protocol. Thanks for coming and joining us today, Yessin.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, guys.
Yessin.
Yeah.
So I guess for those of you that don't know, Chronicle is utilizing the NEAR protocol, or more specifically the Aurora protocol that sits on NEAR protocol. And we thought it'd be a great chance today to chat with Yessin, learn a little bit more about NEAR protocol, what the things that NEAR is doing, and especially specifically related to their more environmental initiatives, which certainly interested us as well as the brands that we talk to. So Yessin, feel free to introduce yourself and a little bit about your background, please.
Sure, yeah. My name is Yessin Schiegg. I'm taking care of finance, legal, and operational matters at NEAR Foundation in Zug, Switzerland. A bit of my background, my path into crypto, I started as a bank auditor with PwC for about 5 years, and then I went into private equity, taking care of finance and operational matters with several fund of funds. And then stumbled across Bitcoin, really the first generation blockchain protocol or interesting POC, which sucked me in. I wanted to know all about it, and then realized that there is the Ethereum Foundation in Zug as well. So I went there, rang the door, and then it was Ming Chen, the general manager, opening and introducing me to Vitalik, because they were excited about my profile, wanted me to help out. And so I got onto the advisory board of the Ethereum Foundation. And so I'm sort of a child of Ethereum. And then that was like the second generation blockchain protocol. Now we moved on to more scalable solutions and environmental friendly solution, faster, simpler. And therefore I see NEAR as a third generation blockchain protocol that I hope Ethereum with Ethereum 2.0 will evolve to as well. And so, yeah, I arrived at NEAR I'm here with since about 2 years and enjoy it very much.
That's great.
That's great.
You mentioned a few blockchains there, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, more recently, NEAR Protocol. I suppose for those that don't know, can you tell us a little bit more about NEAR Protocol itself as a blockchain? How it's a little bit different to some of the other legacy blockchains?
Yeah. So NEAR Protocol is a proof of stake blockchain protocol. So it's very, very energy efficient. And we went the extra mile to offset the carbon footprint with South Pole Carbon Asset Management, which is sort of the largest provider of voluntary carbon offsetting. And so that means like the operation, the validators, the whole development and the usage of the blockchain are carbon neutral, which is a great feature. But it's, of course, like a general purpose blockchain protocol, quite similar to Ethereum, where people can like implement their creative dreams, set up their businesses. It's very simple and approachable and scalable blockchain in that sense.
Absolutely, and I guess Jim, that probably highlights some of the points as to why Chronicle, chose NEAR Protocol for its collectibles as well, touching upon the environmental aspect.
Yes, exactly. I think at this stage, especially given the energy situation and the environment situation in globally, and I guess not only blockchain but also other technology domains, that people need to consider the environmental impact of the solution that we are adopting. And I definitely think for the beginning, Chronicle sets itself to be in the team of protecting the environment and drawing the carbon offset kind of campaign. And we're glad that we can go with NEAR Protocol and on this journey. And also I think in terms of the functionality and the robustness of the blockchain side, NEAR Protocol is very efficient and also comprehensive in its functionalities and the scalability, and it allows different scenarios that we vision for NFT and metaverse to be able to kind of realize within that, built on that tech stack.
Absolutely, and I think, Jim, as well as Yessin as well, and for everyone that's watching us today that hasn't or been following us for that long, it's quite amazing that the brands that we speak to for Chronicle, this interests them tremendously. They are coming to Chronicle, and all of the brands that we've spoken to so far, and all of the brands that you've seen on Chronicle thus far, including Paddington and Penn and Teller, the environmental aspect is core, I suppose, to Chronicle's brand, and that's it's been a fantastic relationship as well, Yessin. So really, again, thank you, and we're very happy to work with you guys. So I guess you did mention you did touch upon some of the ways that you can offset carbon through NEAR Protocol. Could you maybe go into a little bit more about what that looks like, and maybe even talk about maybe what the future holds a little bit as well with regards to the environmental aspects?
Sure. So with regards to the offset, it's really the protocol itself that has been made carbon neutral. Obviously, when you have projects building on top of NEAR, thereby not directly carbon neutral, by for example, car sharing, right? So there's still CO2 exhaust, but we are working with South Pole to find a way to efficiently help projects to offset their footprint as well. So we're not there yet, but looking into that. What we have is, for example, an address southpole.near, and then projects can sort of estimate what their carbon footprint is, and through their smart contracts directly send a certain amount of NEAR tokens to basically pay for their offset automatically. That's already in place, but not really the measurement. But we have a very interesting project building on top of NEAR, which is, for example, the Open Forest Protocol, which wants to decentralize carbon offsetting registries. And by having that on top, that adds to the value chain solving the climate challenge. And there's really a value chain from like offsetting carbon footprint and retiring carbon credits and things like that. And the NEAR protocol is quite attractive for that, because it obviously doesn't make sense to use any of the blockchains that are very carbon heavy, because that would really just transaction by transaction add to the problem. Now, and there are other advantages then of the NEAR protocol, like there's just a 1 second block time. That means transactions go through really quickly. And it is also a very scalable blockchain. We have sharding enabled. That means with increase in usage, then shards can be added. And that also means like the number of validators is sort of optimal in the sense that it's not maximized, right? Where with Bitcoin, like the tantrum goes like just more miners, that's better before security, and that's like excess and not necessary security. It's sufficient when it's extremely secure, which the NEAR protocol already is, and has this 1 second block time. And then by having this scalability, also obviously the cost per transaction is really low, which is like less than a cent, and that makes like projects that have to spawn many NFTs viable versus other blockchain protocols where it's getting very expensive. So clean, fast,
certainly been good
user friendly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the efficiency and also the being very cheap in transaction is very important to very important for projects like us. That we for example, on Chronicle, we don't have we don't require users to plug in their wallet or have a kind of set up a crypto wallet or have any crypto. We handle all the transactions in the back end. And you can imagine if we build on Ethereum, and then for each transaction we need to pay like hundreds of dollars. That would be insane. Like if you sell a $20 NFT and paying like 100 in gas fee, that's crazy. Yeah, but on NEAR, that makes it possible for our business to scale up very quickly, and the user have that smooth user experience without even realizing that the backend is realized on a blockchain solution. So I think that's very impressive.
Yeah. And what's interesting, you're using Aurora, which is on like an additional layer on top of NEAR, and that brings the Ethereum virtual machine to NEAR, so that projects that originally built on EVM or on Solidity, they can copy paste their code onto Aurora and run it immediately with all the benefits of NEAR.
Oh yeah, exactly.
No brainer for us. Yeah, made perfect sense. And I was just going to say that that's a perfect segue into the next question, which is, I suppose, working with partners like Chronicle, what kind of adoption generally have you seen from apps, whether they're centralized projects like ours or decentralized projects on NEAR? And do you find that projects are specifically choosing NEAR for some of these things like lower transaction fees and your carbon neutral messaging?
Yeah, absolutely. So the NEAR protocol is fairly young. So since October last year, the transactions can take place. It's really the mainnet launch, and that means we are just about 1 year, a bit more than 1 year in liveness. And at the beginning, obviously, we had very little projects. It was just three or four in first months, and then it started to grow exponentially. Like after half a year, it was 10, 15 projects, and now I'm losing oversight because it's hundreds, right? We have, for example, we have more than 100 guilds building on NEAR, and guilds is actually groups coming together for a common purpose, to build a community and to create, for example, that there is a legal guild, or there is a guild around validators, and so on. And these are spawning projects as well. And so that's it's really exponential. And I think it's all these benefits of NEAR. It becomes very obvious. The choice becomes obvious once you tried it out. Even as a user doing transactions, I totally enjoy it, right? On a day-to-day basis. having to deal with financial matters and token transfers, and they're human readable names from the start. So I hope you reserved tim.near, and then you
something close to it. Yeah,
it's very easy then, and you don't have this very long string, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of elements that make the use of the blockchain quite fun. And also as you said, you can also obviously want to hide all the blockchain tech from the user, and that's being done quite effectively.
Yeah, exactly. I think just the onboarding process of NEAR protocol is quite different, say, from Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum. When using a MetaMask, you can register with your email, and all the transaction you can use your phone to receive a text message, and then you can basically approve it. And also, I think what makes really powerful is NEAR has its own rainbow bridge that can smoothly transfer assets from other blockchain onto NEAR. So I think that makes very easy for, especially given kind of the DeFi is rising up on Aurora, and people can take benefit of the official bridge instead of like on other ecosystem where user needs to do some research on which bridge should I use here and that. So I think that's kind of directing the traffic onto NEAR, and NEAR is really growing exponentially.
Yeah, the rainbow bridge, that's quite amazing that you can transfer assets on NEAR, specifically tokens, and then use them on the NEAR protocol to transact with it, and then transfer them back if you want to. And with especially in DeFi, expensive transactions are very difficult, because like the smart contracts underlying DeFi are often a bit more complex and use even more gas than just regular transactions, and so it can become outrageously expensive to do transactions. And then also, obviously, it's very fast to transact on NEAR, as we have a 1 second block time with instant finality. The instant finality means you don't have to wait for several transactions to be sure that a transaction went through. And so DeFi protocols, they sort of need to embed that and wait for several transactions. So then it usually can take minutes until DeFi transactions go through. And so if you take it over to NEAR, do all the transactions you want to do there, and then you can take your assets and bring them back to Ethereum. Although many people just stay in the NEAR realm, because why transfer back when you're in an area where it's really simple and fast and joyful.
Yes, for sure. I think given the efficiency of the network, at Chronicle, we are exploring some DeFi, or we call it NFT finance designs as well, and it really makes it possible. And if it's like traditionally, if user needs to engage with a wallet and needs to confirm for every little. They need to wait at least, say, a few seconds, or sometimes when network is congested, they need to wait 5-10 seconds or even 1 minute, say on a Binance Smart Chain. Then it's a better user experience. But now we can really kind of popularize the DeFi and NFTi idea into the mainstream by taking advantage of NEAR protocol.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
So Jim's talking about some cool ideas in the future ahead for Chronicle. I suppose just on kind of a last question before we go to audience questions, what are sort of NEAR Protocol's plans going forward for the future in terms of roadmap? Can you share maybe a few things for us in the next few minutes?
Yeah, so we have a further protocol upgrade coming up in mid-December now, where we increased, or that's a protocol increase. Improvement will increase the number of validators that will come online, and then with sharding on it basically can scale further once people start using the chain more and more, right? And there's all sorts of developments ongoing in the privacy realm, etc. So, but honestly, at this stage where the protocol is already, it's pretty much delivering Ethereum 2.0. It's so you can, and you even have EVM running on top of NEAR. It's like all the vision, like it needs to be fast, simple, scalable. It's all there for use actually already. So of course there is a further roadmap, but it's as a user, we totally arrived.
That's well said. I agree with that. That's fantastic. Okay, so you're seeing we're going to go into some questions from our community members. I think in the last sort of 24 hours, they've been asking us some questions over Twitter. We've selected 5, and what we're going to go through is just answer some of these 5 questions. We'll try and connect it to NEAR as best as we can, although I think some of these are very focused on Chronicle. But you're seeing, as a bit of fun, what we like to do normally is the 5 questions that we've chosen today. Each of the community members which have asked the question, they will be awarded a NFT from Chronicle. So specifically, one person will get a Penn and Teller Gold NFT, which is valued at about $100 US, and other 4 people will receive one of the red Penn and Teller NFTs. And Yessin, after I'm going to throw this on you. This is a bit of a surprise, but as Jim and I are answering these 5 questions, if you could pick the one question that you like the most for us, that person will get the gold NFT. Cool.
Will do, yeah.
Okay, great. So first question is coming from Tom04110. Are they planning to have a bidding option on the site, or will they always fix the price? So Jim, I guess this is talking about our store versus auction capabilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think definitely we are having the bidding option is in our roadmap, and we will. It really comes down to the backlog of our development. I think we are going to implement it. I think the next phase for Chronicle is we will have the secondary market live, and also on the secondary market, user will be able to initially they can set a price to sell their NFT, and later in both the primary drop and also the secondary market, user will be able to bid on the NFT.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question there, Tom. Next one. Sorry, just waiting for the next question.
Yeah, flip to the next question.
Next question.
It's not flipping.
I think every question is Tom's. Hang on. Sorry, yeah, we're just waiting for the next question to come up, everyone. Sorry about the technical problem.
Yeah. All right, here it comes.
There's one. So not exactly sure who's asked this, but the questions come up. Will there be any updates in the near future for the XNL website? And I think Jim just started to answer this partially. So I assume that the user means the platform. Yes, the next update to the Chronicle platform will be that secondary marketplace, which is actually built. Just as a FYI for our community members who are desperately waiting, the secondary marketplace has been built. It was actually built weeks ago. However, what we're looking to do is we're actually looking to roll out that secondary marketplace with crypto payment integration, and it's the crypto payment integration at the moment which we're finalizing and wrapping up, and we expect that certainly to come live hopefully within the next few weeks, and we'll keep everyone very closely updated with that because we know that that's a massive feature for Chronicle. So yeah, for everyone that's watching this for the first time, if you don't already know and you're a bit confused why they're live and they haven't put crypto in yet, it's because when we went live, we started with fiat credit card payment for the collectibles. So that's currently live, and crypto payments is coming next. So those are the updates that you can look forward to in the near future. Next question. What is the ultimate goal of Chronicle? I love this question. These kind of questions are yeah, really exciting for me, because we, whenever we're sort of going out and presenting Chronicle to brands, this kind of a theme gets picked up, and can probably answer it from and Jim, I'm sure will have an answer as well. I can probably answer this from a brand perspective and from a fan perspective. And for the fan, I think it's all about having a collectible platform with all of the world's greatest brands on it, that over time, a user on Chronicle can basically collect NFTs that are based around their life. So in terms of maybe their favorite animation growing up, their favorite science fiction movie, their favorite fast food restaurant, and favorite sports team, etc. So I think the collection within Chronicle will be very personal to them, and that's basically a digital collection which they can carry around in their pocket and show their friends. So for me, that's very exciting that we have the opportunity to build something that's very personal to people. From a brand perspective, the most exciting thing is that probably 99 out of 100% of the brands that we speak to don't know anything about blockchain, don't know anything about crypto, and we very much see it as it's a very humbling experience, I suppose, to be representing the crypto industry and educating them on all things blockchain and crypto, and we very much see ourselves doing that, as well as onboarding these brands into NFTs, into blockchain, and into metaverse. And that's pretty much the primary kind of mission of Chronicle as a studio, is that we want to be a one-stop portal, if you like, for these, in some cases, literally multi-billion-dollar international brands to come into blockchain, to come into crypto and NFTs through us. So that's probably my answer.
Cool.
So we've got Stevie D. Give me crypto one. Will be able to buy with XNL, and when? So I think the question is probably relating to XNL integration into the Chronicle platform and actually purchasing NFTs with XNL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think definitely, as we said, we will integrate more XNL utilities into the platform. And we'll start with some integration into secondary market and payment. For XNL payment, I think there are some security issues that we need to figure out before we integrate them. We might start with stablecoin and then gradually move on to XNL. And also how we price XNL, or do we use XNL for all of the NFTs, or do only limited NFTs can be used for like payment in XNL? These are the decisions we need to finalize, and I'm thinking the integration will be done pretty soon. Yeah.
Cool. And another question here from Tren. Tren here asks, Chronicle has been collaborating with which famous brands in the world? So Tren can probably answer this very quickly. That first, we actually collaborated with Bleecker Street Film Studio for a film poster NFT called I'm Your Man. That was the very first NFT that Chronicle minted. And then we also launched the Chronicle platform with the Paddington Bear. Now, for those that aren't familiar, Paddington Bear is a family franchise based out of the UK. They've been around for decades, have done books, animated series, kids shows, more recently movies as well. And so we were very, very happy to have an exclusive partnership there, doing Paddington and putting Paddington into the blockchain. We've also done a partnership with the CW, which is a television station within the United States, for Penn and Teller, the magicians, as well. So even the NFTs that we're giving away to the community questionnaires today is based around the Penn and Teller series. That was pretty much our launch partners. We have a ton of brand partners that are coming on board that we're constantly speaking to. We get asked this a lot, and I'm really looking forward to revealing who those are in time. Jim's smiling because there's some very big stuff that's happening, and I know everyone's been really patient. Everyone's been waiting. Yeah, not long to go, guys. So we're very, very excited at Chronicle where we're heading, and I know that yeah, everyone in the Chronicle community is going to be celebrating very, very soon with some good wins.
Yeah, and another big brand we're working with obviously is NEAR. So
yeah.
Yes.
Very, very, very good. I think was that 5 questions? I think that might be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So those are our 5 questions. Yeah, that's all 5. So I guess out of those 5 questions, coming back to Yessin, drum roll. Which one sort of spoke out to you?
Sure. I really like 2. Which one was the bidding one? Obviously, it's because it's practical. But then I think the winner is asking for the vision, and I also like the name Captain Vananu. So yeah, what's the ultimate goal of Chronicle? And winning over like famous brands, it's hard work, but I think it's a really nice target and vision to strive for, and I think you'll succeed.
Thank you. Yeah, it is hard work, and we're very proud of our business development team and also the external partners that we're working with. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I do see there are a lot of more questions on the comment section. Not sure if we have time, Tim, to go through them. If we don't have time for this AMA, we will respond to those questions maybe on Twitter and on other platforms.
Yeah, I actually see a very good question that's worth mentioning right now. It comes from Maria Paris on YouTube, and Maria writes, NFT usages have been mostly focused based on just the digital art collection market. What do you envision will be the next use cases for NFTs? And this is a great question. Basically, the users are talking about what further utilities can there be with NFTs. And yes, you may have your own thoughts on this as well, but we are actively looking at this as well, and the brands that we're partnering with are looking at this as well. And I can give one example with Penn and Teller NFTs that we've done. Basically, any Chronicle user that's a fan of Penn and Teller that has gone on and purchased a Penn and Teller NFT on Chronicle, that Penn and Teller NFT actually then becomes a backstage pass, if you like, to exclusive behind the scenes content. And we actually have CW and Penn and Teller recording exclusive content just for those users who have purchased the NFT. So that's just one such use case that we've already implemented, and I'm sure that we will roll that out further across some other partnerships that we do. But I guess just in the next few minutes, guys, both Jim and Yessin, I'm sure that there's many different use cases of NFTs that we can be looking at.
Yeah, I think just like quickly, I think on the high level, so people are seeking the utilities for NFT. So obviously how the NFT looks is the most obvious utility. That's why art is a low-hanging fruit for the application of NFT. And I think moving on, we'll have NFT kind of representing more of the other virtual assets and also some real world assets. So we are thinking that NFTs moving towards kind of an NFT trust and NFT acceptance, NFT custodian services. And that definitely think the bridging of the real world asset into NFT has some good potential. And also NFT plugging into the gamify world in the metaverse, and that's a big trend as well. So definitely, I think once we kind of anchored Chronicle's position with all the brands and all the IPs that we onboarded, and then we'll start to seeking the integration and the expansion of the utilities of our NFTs.
Yeah, I also see, if you take a step back, what tokens really are. They're an interface between the real world and the digital world, which humans comprehend, right? And so the quick wins to NFTs were all sorts of digital goods because they're all already in the digital realm. And so that's like a natural marriage to tokens. And then, but from there, it can pretty go everywhere, meaning to the real world, so that you can come to the concept of ownership. Tokens already can be the ownership of any physical thing. And so there will be innovation around tokenizing physical things, standards around that. And eventually you can probably pretty much tokenize everything, and by owning the respective token, prove that you own a physical thing as well.
Exactly. I think that's actually part of our future roadmap. If anyone read our white paper, we have in our ecosystem, we have the NFT acceptance and trust, and that's mainly kind of like a portal where we want to build the standard and also the service for the real world asset to mirror them or map them into what technically speaking is map the ownership of it into the digital realm, so it can realize the instant global liquidity and also the open market ever it can purchase. But the how we structure it is very important. I personally have been putting a lot of research into this area, and I think we are likely to incorporate some of that into Chronicle future roadmap. It's very exciting.
Well, that's great, guys, and thank you, Maria, for the great question. Kind of unexpected to have a sixth one, but we should probably give something as a thank you to Maria as well. So we'll chase that up after the AMA. But just wanted to thank Yessin, our special guest for today. Thank you again for joining us, and I guess that's it for another week.
Thank you, and you're very welcome.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
See you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.